Did you know that there are tools available to you right now that will allow you to tell the buyer demand for any community in your area? Watch all this video and I'll show you exactly how to do so. It's going to blow your mind. If you enjoy this video and find value, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more great content. We release videos every week, so hitting that bell icon will ensure you never miss a post. Don't forget to share this with your friends and colleagues. I'm going to show you Google first. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to show you Uber Suggest first. So if we do Ritz Carlton, actually, we'll just do Ritz Carlton Pompano. We want to keep it a little vague. Hold on. I'm trying to keep everything on one page. And okay, see, this is annoying. Hold on, let me get these out of here. Why does Aria sound familiar? Bay, my Aria on the Bay. That sounds familiar. Why is, okay, we might not do Uber Suggest because they're making me do all the stuff that is complete. Oh, here it is. Okay, there we go. Ritz Carlton, a lot of Floridians in here. Okay, while that's doing its thing, I'm gonna come in here to the Google keyword tool, and I'm gonna hit results. Now, you see this here? But coming in here, we got Ritz Carlton Pompano, Ritz Carlton residences. So we got, I always take the highest number. So we got like 50, 60 people looking for it. I know that's a newer building that's just starting to be built, so the demand's gonna be a little lower. So it's an opportunity to build a waiting list and get it on the ground floor. But this is just a high level. I usually spend about an hour on the research, but I'm just whizzing through this real quick because for time's sake. But this just gives you an idea. It's like a litmus test. And let's see what Uber Suggest came up with. Yeah, see Ritz Carlton, Pompano Beach, 390, 140. So let's do, maybe that was the problem. Ritz Carlton. And you got to play around with it and try different results. Yeah, see Ritz Carlton, Pompano Beach. So Pompano itself. So what I typically do with the Google keyword tool, now you won't see these numbers. You'll only see ranges. What I'll typically do is put a bunch of different terms in there to start to see what comes through. But again, you're not going to have those numbers. So you're going to have to resort to Uber Suggest. You're only allowed about 3 searches in Uber Suggest. And then let's see here. This is what I wanted to show you. Once you go here to this tool that I mentioned, the keyword bonus, iagent.com/keyword bonus, land here, it's called Keywords Everywhere. It's a Chrome extension. So what's going to happen is if we go to Google and we type in Ritz Carlton Pompano Beach, what you're going to notice is look up here right underneath there. See, it gives me a numbers automatic. And then down here, this is every search. This will happen. Then down here, it gives me some more. And then down here, you get some more. That's the hack and the cheat. Because I use this a lot of times between this and the Google tool itself. So it's whatever works for you. I have my own method. I give you all the tools. The key is you want to find out, I take the biggest numbers and just collectively pull them together to figure out what's what. So if we did Aria, I probably should spell it, Aria Miami. Oh, let's try Aria on the Bay. The other thing too is if it's a unique name, you can just type the name in, Aria on the Bay. I would think that's unique. And yeah, that's it. $2,900 a month. That's probably a gold mine. And oh, it's already about a Fontainebleau. Matter of fact, little side note, I can't mention names, but one of the reps that helped sell the Fontainebleau and another major one, matter of fact, he did the Fontainebleau and there's a resort in Jamaica that's super popular. Had him on the system. Actually, he was selling both bridges. And he was like, this is the hands down. We had him set up. He said, this is hands down the best lead generation system I've seen since the community in Jamaica. He was like, I've not seen anything else like this. And that's all he does is work for developers. Every now and then he'll sell some stuff, but he's got that name. So that's just a little side note, little side story. So I would take this 2,900, write it down. So let's do Aria on the Bay in Google. Let's see what happens. Aria, let's see what we got here. So yeah, we got all these. And then what you can do here in Google is you can download them into the Google sheet and then open the sheet. And then I strip out the ones that I don't want, the ones that aren't relevant. There's a rental, like rentals. We don't want rentals. We don't want apartments. Actually, apartments is iffy because especially in South Florida, The part they call it's just like in New York, they call condos, especially foreigners or non-native folks born in America, they call condos apartments. So apartments, I'll keep in certain areas. I don't want rentals though. I pull out a pool, like we don't care about the pool. So then I would just tally them up, literally come in here and say, okay, what's the total here? Let's do a sum. And whatever the number came up to, it would be 2,900. I'm just whizzing through this, but you guys get the idea. So now we have the number. If this were, let me see here. Let me just share my screen. All right. So now I'm going to go to, all right, strip these out because this is, so let's say this was Aria here. Let's just say this was Aria, and let's say they started 1, 2, 2, not 12 million, 1.2. Let's say they start 1.2 and there's 200 of them. That's $36,000 per sale. Goals 4%. That means you sell 8 of them. It's $288,000, and the demand was 2,900. That's how we fill us out for all 5. And then we look at the numbers and we see what's this total amount? What's the demand total amount? That's where we're figuring, okay, this is the one that we want to go with. Now, obviously, there's steps and out. You got to type the stuff in there, but this is just a high level. We use these metrics and numbers to figure out what makes sense to go with. So let me go back to here. And the other thing here, this keyword finder, and this is the other hack. Once you sign up for the tool for keywords everywhere, just follow the prompts. Now, it is a paid tool. It's $10 for 50,000 searches or 100,000 searches. Pay the $10. Then you don't have to worry about all that. The other cool thing with it is, if you look here, so we did Aria on the Bay, right? Watch this. See this button here, find long tail keywords. Now it's going to go out and find more keywords for Aria on the Bay. This makes it so much easier to go through. So I don't recommend Uber Suggest as much because you can only do about 3 searches and then they want you to pay. You don't have to pay for it. The keywords everywhere. Why is this? Keywords everywhere, and then the Google keyword tool once you get going. Those are my go-tos. Uber Suggest is okay. And then this keyword finder, this works off the same API, and it sounds fancy and technical, but they give you this long number and you just paste it in here. This will give you counts too. So let's say, let me see if I can find another one. This gives you counts based off of keywords everywhere. So you can literally just use that. I just like a diversity of tools. So I'm going to do Bridgeland and Cypress Tech. That was the other one. Now it's going to do its search. Okay, see here, Aria on the Bay, 53 keywords found. Look at that. It's giving all that. Now, all these aren't relevant, but we're going to take the ones that are relevant. You can export it. Let me see here. You can export. There's a CSV, Excel. You can copy and paste and just put the numbers and add them up. The key is you want to just take all the relevant ones, come up with a number, whatever that number is. You put that number in your spreadsheet or workbook or whatever you have right there. So under demand, so now you have all your numbers. Okay, 1.2 is 3% commission, $36,000 per sale, not bad. There's 200 inventory. Let's say, maybe we just sell 2% of that. That'll be 4. That's still 144,000 GCI. Now, the beauty of this process is once you get going, we have metrics and numbers behind it, how many you'll need to sell on average before you need to concern yourself. And if you don't sell this number, it's more than likely you, because it's so targeted, you need to hone your sales skills. But this doesn't, once you build a pipeline, the beauty of a pipeline is once that pipeline gets big, so you get 100, 200 people, and you got a few sales in there, now you're predictably every X number of people that comes through, you should have a sale, but that doesn't account for the people. Let's say you do 1%. So you sold 2 out of 100. So you sold 2 out of 200. Okay, great. Made your money back, got a good ROI, you're kicking, but that's basic. 1%, that's 1 for every 100. But that doesn't count as you're working towards the 300. That doesn't count for the people that came in 3, 6, 9 a year and a half ago, and now, or they came in 20, 30, 40, 50 leads ago, and now they're ready. So now you start layering it on, and that pipeline just gets filled. That's how, as you heard me mention, you can eliminate commission. You got to be consistent with it, but as it goes through, that's when it just starts rolling. And as long as you're consistent with follow-up, et cetera, you're golden. All right, so let me see here. We got a Hollywood Yes, this will be available for review. I set up a YouTube playlist where we're going to have, and it's only available for review till next Wednesday. So you have a week to go through this. Unless, of course, you take advantage of the offers that I'm going to present tomorrow before Wednesday, then you'll have full access to all of this over the shoulder, everything you need to know. And then there's options where you'll have coaching, or if you're the do-it-yourselfer, you'll have a little bit of coaching for the workshop. That'll be live, but we'll answer questions and give you step-by-step detail of everything you need. But I'll talk about that tomorrow. No, we don't. You know what? Good question, Johanna. No, we don't take the averages. I add them up. You could do the averages, but the key is I used to do averages in one column and then full searches, but the full searches is more realistic in my mind, because these are all, if you look at, these are all the terms people look to. Somebody's typing this, somebody's typing this. So that shows you the real demand. Now, that doesn't mean that's what you're going to get, but you have an idea of what needs to be going, what needs to happen there. So let me see. Try Hollywood East Hollandale. Let's look at that. Hollywood East. All these windows in the way. East Hollywood. See, Hollywood East Homes. Okay, so let's do that. Hollywood. Sometimes you got to play around with the name. You definitely need to have the name as it is. And this is why I also use two sets of tools, because I've had issues where the spelling was wrong, or it was the wrong actual name, or people thought, for instance, they thought it was in Miami, or they thought it was in Sunny Isles when it was actually in Miami, or vice versa. So there's sometimes you got to play around with it. So makes sense. Park East Hollywood, Florida. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, I'm gonna need a more specific name there. Oh yeah, Bridgeland. Where is that? Okay, so here's Bridgeland. So Bridgeland, Cypress, Texas, 1,590. See, these are buyers terms too. Bridgeland, Texas, homes for sale. That's a buyer's term. Somebody's looking for homes for sale in Bridgeland. You can't do this on Facebook. You can't find somebody that has the intent and looking for this on Facebook. This is why Google is king. Then there's apartments near, that's not relevant. Homes in, that's relevant. And then tomorrow I'll break down how we use this. Perry Homes is a lot of times what you'll see is Hallandale Beach. In Casamar it's got a little demand. I already looked at that because Nate and I talked about running some campaigns for that, because he lives in Pompano. His office is off a lot of Solis in Fort Lauderdale. But so yeah, this is the general. Now here's the other thing too. This is a little trick here. So if you don't have the tools and all, I want to show you something. So if we go to Google, this is another indication that it's a popular community. So let's use Casamar, for example. Casamar, and you guys can take these tools and play with them yourself. So now that you have an understanding of how this works in a demo, go to them, play around with them, plug them in, and you can go from there. So let me see. Casamar. Oh, it's not doing it. All right. I think my connection, let me refresh. It's not as speedy as it needs to be, because if you ever notice when you start typing, actually it was happening earlier. Let me open the browser. My dog is acting crazy. That's what's that in the background. All right, it's not working now. Anyway, when you start typing in Google, so if you go to Google now and you start typing and you start to see Google trying to figure out what you're typing, whatever is showing up in there as a suggestion, and if you have keywords everywhere installed, it'll put counts by it sometimes. But if you see that showing up, that also means there's an indication that particular keyword term is being searched for. So you want to pay attention to what you're in that suggestion too. And I actually have, which is not something I share openly, and I might share it at the iconic events here in Tampa in August, but there's a way that you can actually control that I've done for several partners, which is really cool.